Move.
League of Gentlemen. The League of Gentlemen. The League of Gentlemen.
Yo,
Hey.
we're fucking back.
You're
Everyone was asking for it, and just like Barbenheimer, this is the greatest mashup of knuckleheads. What were you gonna say?
just like Oppenheimer. We're gonna blow up the internet.
We're gonna blow up a small Japanese city. Anyways, welcome to. Well, it's all right. Welcome to
1 minute for us to get canceled.
welcome to the pod. Is it the Pod of Gentlemen?
The
Is
Log
that
of
the
Gentlemen.
name? The
League
the
of Gentlemen
Pod of Logs.
podcast. The Log Pod.
Season 2, baby. Everyone says season 2
You're
is always the best season of any show.
They've all been
Because
saying.
season 1, people are always like, "Oh, you got to hang in there," but season 2 is when things really start picking up. So,
A lot of people have been saying 7
little
seasons
bit-
in a movie.
people have been saying that. People have been saying that. So this is what now, the 11th year of the League of
11th
Gentlemen.
year. We're going
The
into
Larry
number
Fitzgerald year.
The Larry Fitz year. Some might say. Let's actually no, it's too
Don't
close.
say it. Don't say
It's too close.
It's the last year of the Nick
Oh,
Radford
it.
commissioner
The 9/11.
campaign.
The 9/11 of you.
Whoa, Dan!
So you're gonna say?
Wow.
Whoa!
We got an Oppenheimer and 9/11 joke in the first 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
The words of Dan do not reflect the views of this podcast. He is his own entity. But yeah, welcome back. We're gonna talk about the same bullshit we talked about last year. Talk shit about the same people we talked about last year, and
Man.
just
Kidding,
just have a
mainly.
good time along the way. I think it is important though to take at least a few minutes and talk about the controversial ending of last year's season. As you can see, there's a man holding the belt hostage
I'd
at
like
this
to
point in
abstain from
time.
this conversation.
The dude almost
So-
died in the NFL. That was crazy.
There was a guy that was dead for what was it? Wasn't it like 19 minutes?
A couple years or something. I don't know.
There is a vocal minority of people out there that believe that he is still dead. This gentleman is still dead. He has been replaced by a replica.
Are we talking about James Conner?
Now, those are not views. Those are not views that anybody here on the podcast believes, but it is interesting to take a look at that situation. But anyways, we had to cancel essentially the championship matchup last year. Nick had a pretty solid lead going into that
What
Monday
was the
night game.
percentage, Nick? You love talking about it.
What was
It was-
ESPN's projection percentage?
ESPN had projected me an 86% chance to win the game when that happens.
86% chance to win the game before a man's heart stopped beating. So it depending on who you ask, the winner of last year is going to vary. But
Probably 11 to 1, probably.
probably 9 to 11. But for continuity's sake, we are going, my stance at least, obviously it's not the stance for everyone in the podcast. The league last year was won by both Nick and James.
Agreed.
So congratulations to them. Golf clap. Cheers to the winners.
Congrats to James on his first championship.
Congrats to James on his first championship asterisk. Nick on his fourth championship asterisk.
3 asterisks.
3.5.
3 asterisks.
Nick did
So
have a
I'm
Mickey
just-
Mouse.
I just have one question about it. If
Oh, boy.
James technically gets one, I can say I have 4. That's just how it
No.
works, right?
No.
With an
You
asterisk.
round
With an
down.
asterisk.
Yeah.
I think
So
it's
James has
fair that
zero.
I think it's fair that they both could say they won last year. However, there is that caveat of Damar Hamlin. His
He
heart
was the
stopped
real-
beating.
He was the real winner.
The last
He
thing I'll
beat
say
death.
about it, and I've been through the ringer with this, and it's lost my love of the game of fantasy football. And it's the reason I'm no longer going to be commissioner, is that I'll take 3 wins in one with an asterisk over however many you guys have. So,
You're gonna not be the commissioner for the next 10 years.
Tell me about
while
it.
you're the commissioner. It's gonna be great.
I can't wait for the Sam Waxman year just to see how it goes.
You talk about the
We'll
Leo
ride from
year
there.
like it was so bad, but the Leo year was fantastic. I won
It was
the
pretty
league that
bad.
year. Oh no, I didn't win the
He
league.
forgot to do everything,
Name a thing.
all of the things.
Cool. Anyways, so yeah, that's kind of how last year ended, but this year we're moving on to bigger and better things. With that being said, the draft was pretty lackluster this year, with only
Stan.
6 of us attending in person. It was definitely our fastest draft, quickest at least.
By several
Um,
hours.
By several hours. Tom still, I think, took home longest
The
drafter.
longest drafter.
He was
He
so
was
good
so
at the
quick
beginning.
for the first,
But
4
he was
rounds.
good. He was good. I know he got a couple of his guys. Quentin Johnson, the rookie from TCU, there was a big pickup for him. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at that draft board. I don't have the picture,
Yeah, for sure.
so I'm hoping somebody else can share it.
Oh, you
The
boys
number
got
1
it.
pick was James Contest, one of the winners from last year. And he was actually not in person, nor was he in the Discord for the
He was,
draft.
he was in Chicago.
He was at a restaurant in Chicago.
Probably
Balls
Tapas.
on the table. Christian McCaffrey, first pick. We know he loves the whites. He loves the blacks as well, but it's always nice
It's a love-hate
put
relationship.
to put both of those separate but equal. So Christian McCaffrey. So let's just take a look at the whole board. I mean, does anything stand out for you guys? I think it's fair to note that
Nick's
this was
first 2
pre
picks
Cooper Cup
really
hamstring injury,
Stick out to me.
pre Jonathan Taylor, whatever the fuck,
Pump.
PUP.
This
The
is
puppeting.
just a
Hold
learning
out,
lesson.
fuck.
We will no longer going to draft prior to waivers being declared and pup being decided. Let's just
Yeah, we should draft
learn from
after.
it. Now
We
we
should
Yeah,
draft
I-
during the Super Bowl from now on.
What does
I
that
would.
mean?
That's what I always say. We should wait to draft till November. That's really when you know
I agree. It's still
Um,
half fantasy season.
what's going on. But yeah, Nick, talk us through your feelings right now after losing seemingly your entire starting lineup at this point.
I was telling Josh today, if I can make it to week 4, and that's all precedent on these guys both coming back week 4 or week
Week
5,
five.
I should say. If I can escape it in the best possible way, being 2-2, I'm in a good spot, right where I want to be. 1-3, we're hanging on by a thread. If it's 0-4, I might as well just throw the towel in and start trading people.
I don't feel good about the under 4.5 games that Jonathan Taylor plays this year. I think
Yeah,
I
he's a
about
little worrisome.
You think he's going to be out for more
I
than
don't.
those 4
I
games?
don't understand why it would. I think he's smart enough to know it wouldn't benefit him to sit out the whole year. So I don't think he's going to. But that's also me coping and having.
You're
It's too
coping
much.
so hard.
What else? What should I do, Josh?
I mean, it's important to note the other 2 big names in that running back holdout situation were Saquon and Josh Jacobs, and they both ended up signing contracts.
But they also have respectable
So-
owners. Not
Jim
the
Irsay-
Raiders, but
Jim
Okay, I
Irsay,
just wanted to make sure.
Jim Irsay did tell him that he could die and that Jonathan Taylor could be cut tomorrow and no one would care. And that is the most gangster thing anyone has ever said to a player that we've heard. I should say that. I want to start texting that
pretty
to my
dope.
dad every morning.
All right.
Cooper Cup obviously being hurt now and not being drafted in the first round, if we did it today, I don't think there was any surprises in the first round. I think it went exactly as it should
I
have
agree.
at the time of drafting.
Yeah.
I think Tony Pollard is really the only question mark. But besides that,
The only
Not
ones
by
looking
much,
back
though.
was Nick Chubb and Tony Pollard, like just based off a general ADP of where they've been going. But I think both are fully
Nick Chubb at 5 is
justifiable.
pretty high.
Nick Chubb
No,
wasn't
he went
5,
at-
6,
he went at
7.
That's pick number
Seven,
7.
sorry. Apologies.
Him at 7 is more than reasonable.
Yeah.
I was planning. I was hoping Nick would drop to me, not Nick Radford, Nick Chubb at 9. I was probably gonna take him. That was like my plan. I was surprised Drake picked him there.
Yeah. I think Mahomes lasting until the 3rd was pretty surprising.
Quarterbacks late this year. The latest probably quarterbacks have been for
late.
us in years.
Well,
I
I
think-
think it's we draft the same every year. There's only a select few guys who go after quarterbacks early, and I think those guys all got quarterbacks early.
Yeah.
And Thomas,
first-
Thomas and me for sure at least go after quarterbacks early.
It's the earliest I have ever drafted a quarterback in our league.
I mean, if you look at the
Yeah.
first 2
Changing it
rounds, they're really chalk. I mean, there's only 2 picks in the first 2 rounds that were iffy, and that's Brees Hall and Travis Etienne. Besides that, I think everything went right along.
Yeah. I
Even
think,
that, like they go early 3rd. Like it's
yeah.
not.
I think the Jags are going to be great this year. I think the Brees Hall one is a little questionable, but that's Ryan. That's what he does, baby, is he makes those picks when nobody else wants to. Another thing that does kind of stick out to me is Mark Andrews in the 4th. I guess with the way tight ends are or have been as of late, nobody aside from Kelsey really wants to waste a pick on a tight end early. So him lasting until the 4th is pretty surprising to me.
I will tell you, in the moment, I've never been more shocked at a fantasy draft, like what fell to me, because that's the turn. I took Devonta Smith in the 3rd, and I fully expected T. Higgins to come back to me, and that was going to be my pick. And going into the 4th, I was like, Mark Andrews isn't making it to me. Thomas is going to take him with one of his next 2 picks. That felt like an absolute lock to me. And then, lo and behold, Mark Andrews started the 4th. I was like, I guess I got to go tight end. And you guys know me. I never put anything into a tight end. So
No,
always
you
feel
never
like he-
put anything
never
into
I
it.
put
feel
anything
Pete
into
picking
a
a
tight
tight
end.
end instead of Travis Kelsey.
Sorry, what was that, Nick? Please.
No, I just feel like a little gross picking a tight end that's not Travis Kelsey at any point in the draft. Like even T.J. Hawkinson, it's like you pick draft and you kind of just like don't like I don't know, that was weird. But you got
So
to
you're
work
not-
with it.
You're not loving the Evan Engram experience
I
already?
actually wasn't upset with that because I got him in the 8th round, so I was like, he's still an upside tight end, and I can get him that late. But I'm talking like top 6 rounds, like the Darren Wallers, the George Kittles, the T.J. Hawkinsons, the Mark Andrews, like drafted in the top 6 rounds. I just feel like you draft him, you're like, ugh. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and-
We'll see.
And I always feel
about Darren
gross.
Waller this year.
I always feel gross leaving a draft with only 3 running backs when, my top running back drafted is pretty iffy.
I don't know why you thought that was a shot at you, Josh.
Yeah, 3 running backs drafted in total by Nick Radford. One of them going straight into PUP, and the other one going straight to the waiver wire.
But now he has 3 running backs that are on the same team. Or, sorry, 4 running backs that
No,
are
I
on the same
dropped him in
team.
a hole today.
No, he dropped one of them. We're fine. We're right where we want to be.
Still 3 on the same team. You got JT.
Still 3 on the same team. Trying to look here when the earliest defense was taken, but it wasn't until the 11th.
Yeah.
No, we
11
were-
was almost
We
half
waited
defense.
on
It was half
defense this year.
No shock there.
The only pick that I thought was kind of weird to me was Alvin Kamara in the 5th. I just felt like that was early, especially since it was James's 2nd running back. I mean, I don't know. I remember
Yeah.
at the draft thinking that was very strange to go with, a guy who's suspended the first 3 games of the year as your as your number 2. He got lucky that Dalvin Cook fell to him, and Dalvin Cook, I think, is going to be solid the first quarter of the year while Breece Hall comes back, but still felt weird to me at the time.
Yeah, that's a good pairing. Now that you say that, pairing Dalvin Cook with Alvin Kamara could end up working out great. But I think that's one of the issues of drafting thousands of miles away in a city that is notoriously windy is
there's deep dish inside of your
when there's deep dish and God knows what else deep inside you. It's tough. But overall, I mean, the draft was pretty smooth. I think it's fair to point out the fact that Ryan Koenig tried to draft a CFL kicker.
That was awesome.
Who was it? Amendola, maybe?
Matt
Yeah, it
Amendola.
was like
Matt
Matt
Amendola.
Amendola.
Matt Amendola, who it's been a while.
Free agent.
It's been a minute
Sam
since
Waxman and
he
I,
was signed to a team.
Sam Waxman and I did propose that bottom 6 finishers each year are the ones who have to attend the draft. Everybody else gets to be online going forward. That's a new punishment. No matter where you
Love
are,
that for us.
The bottom 6 have to all meet for the draft and host it, and the other 6 get to all be online.
One of these years we'll get all 12 together, but
Yeah,
maybe next year we'll try to do that.
Yeah, you guys need to commit harder and actually go to the draft. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Josh, can we talk about you banking on a lot of rookies this year? 2 rookies? Especially Anthony Richardson.
Same thing I do every
Yeah,
year.
now that you say that,
There's a lot of trust in a.
do you think there was a chance you could have picked up Anthony Richardson from waivers?
No, I don't think I would have gotten him from waivers. I probably could have gotten him 2 rounds later. But I mean, I have conviction in the guy, so I was going to take him early. I could have taken Dak or Daniel Jones, but where I'm sitting, I was like, you know what?
Hey,
I feel good with a guy who can run. So,
Do you feel good with Anthony Richardson the first 4 weeks of the year?
ride or die by it.
What's
Could make or break
your
my
leash
season
with
if
Anthony Richardson?
I mean, it's got to be long, depending on what the waiver wire looks like. If he
If he scores less than 20 points in the first 4 weeks each week.
total? Oh,
No, each week. Each week.
if he's giving me, if
He
he's
doesn't
giving
score
me,
of a 20.
if he's giving me right on the edge of 20 each week, like if you're saying he's giving me 18, I think I'm more than fine with that. I think I have scoring enough in other positions to cover that. I have a
Yeah, I
guy
mean,
who's
another
projected
way
be the second highest scoring tight end.
another way to look at it is, does he think Anthony Richardson outperforms the people he was drafted above? So do we think he beats out Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott? He's choking. He doesn't love the pick anymore, I guess.
I gave up on it right then and there.
But
Geno?
Like Geno Smith.
yeah, like do we think he outperforms Geno? Maybe. There's a
That
chance.
It's
there's
crazy Geno went in the 14th round. Like, dude was the 4th best quarterback last year. 4th, I think.
Had a great season.
I
but-
think I remember. Let me verify.
It's just, I feel like quarterbacks this year, especially, there's a plethora of serviceable options.
All the ones from
There's a
round
lot
8.
of great ones too.
Earlier.
But there's a cutoff too, though.
Russell Wilson is still currently sitting on the waiver wire.
We're not talking about him this year.
He was a 4th round pick last year, I think.
I don't think I was 4.
In,
No, I don't
in the
know.
way I look at it, the only guy there who I was iffy between Richardson and was Daniel Jones. It was Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones. I don't trust Dak. There's guys where I'm like, you know what, I'm fine. And again, to be entirely fair, I like Justin Fields a lot. I thought I was going to potentially have a shot at Justin Fields, and I was going to go quarterback early because I had already gone tight end early. I figured zag a little bit from what I normally do, but got snatched up a couple before. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
I
you
like
got
a
to
running
zig when
quarterback.
everyone else is zagging.
Unironically,
I like it.
do like Daniel
But
Jones.
yeah, that was. Yeah, so that's what we can get into next is kind of how we think each team looks individually. Obviously, it's a little tough to have kind of a real look at how each team is gonna stack up just because it's preseason. There hasn't been a single goddamn snap of football played, not real football at least. We don't count
On one
preseason in this
hand,
bitch ass shit.
players haven't played football yet. On another hand, Nick has no players at all. So
I got wide receiver
Could be
depth for
missing.
days.
Could be missing Christian Watson also.
Yeah. Just sub in Traylon Burks, baby.
That's right.
Yeah. Also
That's
another
a
guy
test-
coming,
that's a
test
coming off
swap.
injury.
Next man up.
But yeah, we did some power rankings, Dan. If you want to pull those suckers up, and I just want to say right off the bat, Drake, we apologize. There is a 100% chance you finish last this year, just because we all rated your team probably much higher than we should have. But yeah, you are now cursed to
be fair, Drake, I
finish
was
last
not-
place this year.
I was not familiar with your work at the time, but I like what you did. I like the team.
What does that even mean?
I wasn't familiar with his work.
What the
As an
hell
artist.
does that even mean? Oh, he's dividing by 0.
Oh, oh no.
All right.
Pod's over.
So here are
So-
the week 1 ranks.
Yeah, preseason
Go ahead.
ranks. We have Drizzy Drake at number 1, Leo Sandos number 2, myself Dan number 3. That feels like shit. Sam number 4, Trevor 5, Aaron 5. They're tied. Josh Caliendo 7, Tom 8, Nick somehow at 9, James 10, Josh Rosen 11, and you guessed it, Ryan Koenig at 12.
Can I just say, I think we're all on the same page here that we don't necessarily think Ryan's team is the absolute worst team. It's just that Ryan Koenig is the team manager, which automatically makes them the worst.
When I compare, I was looking at teams, not managers, and I don't think I ranked him at 12, but he was not. He was in the contention for worst team.
Who did you rank at 12?
I'm not saying that on public. It was Nick.
But yeah, obviously these rankings are gonna be pretty. They're not gonna be accurate because a team might decide they're now gonna be a running team this year, and somebody's wide receiver might tear a hamstring or, hold out for a certain amount of money. So these are gonna look significantly different. I think it's interesting, at least from my point of view. I think regardless of what team James, Rosen, and Koenig would have come out with, we would have ranked them 10, 11, and 12 in some fashion.
To be
Uh,
fair,
Because we're dicks. Because we're assholes.
we all left the draft saying that James had such a great start. I think James was on the precipice.
Through the
Yeah,
44
but-
rounds, and then he
To be right on the precipice and finish as the third worst team.
He
It's
was right on the
tough.
precipice last year also, and DeMar Hamlin died. So, it's a James
And
contest
I
story.
think if Nick's team stays healthy, he's probably within the top 3. Easily.
yeah, if we would, it's just a bad timing situation. But we're, like I said, next man up, we'll recover.
Next man up, baby. That's what you like to
Bruce
hear.
Arians.
Next man up, baby. But
Yeah, I mean, what else are you gonna do?
with that being said, I think it's time we look at the first preview of the year.
Matchup preview.
I
Matchup
haven't
preview,
heard that
baby.
in so long.
Brought to you
I
by-
forgot what it was.
Brought to you by Twist Off Wine,
Dark Horse.
because
baby.
that's what I'm drinking. All right.
Josh is drinking wine out of a
Josh
red
doesn't
solo
even have
cup
a
for any of our
glass. What
listeners.
is wrong?
For,
I
do
didn't
you guys
want
watch
to
the?
I didn't want to dirty a glass.
Do you guys watch the Always Sunny podcast?
No.
They obviously have like a video version and then the audio version, and so for the people who watch the show, they call them listeners, and then for people who listen to the show, they just call them creeps. So they go, for all you creeps out there, and for all you listeners and creeps out there. But anyways, just a funny little guy to bring in there. Let's go ahead and take a look at these week 1 matchups that I don't have ready.
We're still getting used to doing this.
That I don't have ready.
Working out the kinks.
So Nick,
What
tell
a
us about
sick-
your day. How's your
Oh!
dinner?
Look at this. I don't have permission to view this page.
Nick,
That's
what'd you
the
do?
worst.
You kick him
I
out.
don't think you're signed
Just
in
reload
anymore.
it. Use reload.
Here we go, baby. Nope. Don't look at that one. Here we go, and we'll start off with Wu-Tang Man Ain't Nothing
To F
It's a
with.
good team name.
to F with. Which is Daniel Ivanhoe against Slantman and the Wasp.
Great
Lo-
team name.
Wasp.
Like when I read that, I was like, wow, that's a good one. I really
Aaron
like
always
those
has great team names.
Of course, Aaron always has clutch names. He is currently projected to beat you by a point and some change.
He also has Travis Kelce.
But that man has Travis Kelce and his tight end slat. So it's tough. It's tough to really try to pick out a winner here.
Who's his backup tight end?
He doesn't have one
Doesn't
currently on
have
his
one.
bench.
All right.
Leo grabbed
Maybe
the
in
best
trouble
backup
there.
tight end that was left. Grabbed Tyler Higbee.
Hey, Dalton Schultz is now available if he wants to pick him up. I think the Jags D, Dan, is going to end up being a fantastic play this year.
E2.
Not this year, but this week.
E2.
And then JSN, Jackson Smith Najigba,
He's playing.
is projected to play week 1. Granted, you're not going to start him, but we did give you a lot of shit about drafting him.
Yeah, and to be fair, I probably was not going to start him no matter what. I don't really like starting rookies. Their rookie wide receivers, especially their first week in the NFL. He's for the midseason when he's slanting up more than Slant Man and the Wasp over there.
Yeah, and Slamman's not even slanting
He's not
or
even
starting.
It's crazy to not start the slant man in one of the
When
3
it's your
games that he's going to
namesake.
play this year.
It's true. The Titans have a horrible pass D as well. Well, they did last year, because Card didn't quantify that this year. But what are we thinking, buds, fellas, guys?
I think the Jaguars could put up 60 points against the Colts. And that means Aaron would score a lot of points.
That means what?
That means
So
Aaron
Nick's-
would score a lot. So that's the only thing I think of with Aaron's team right now that gets me excited.
Oh, that gets him Randy. Okay. Steelers D against San Fran? Don't love that
You sure
play.
about that?
You sure?
I'm still gonna. I'm gonna pick Dan to win. I still think he has better matchups across the entire board.
Wu-Tang
Jackson
Dan.
at home.
Yeah, sorry, who'd you pick?
Pick
Wu-
two.
No, who?
Woo.
Hey, there it is.
Hell yeah.
Oh man. It's tough with the Kelsey question mark.
It is. If we were doing this tomorrow, it would be a totally different thing. But with Kelsey being a question mark, I'm going to take Dan. And my thoughts on this could fully change depending on what the pregame injury report looks like tomorrow.
Okay.
I think if Kelsey plays, he's gonna absolutely destroy that Detroit defense. They are not good.
You don't think he might even be a decoy though, is the thing. But I'm also gonna go with Wu-Tang Dan, ain't none to F with.
Oh no, Dan! You have the
Which
chance.
means
It's the first game of the year. My starting
It's the
team I
first of the
fucking
month.
love. I don't have a next man up as well as Nick might, even though he doesn't really. So I'm just gonna go flag and take it easy. Not
come on. Come on, dude. First week, you're not even gonna believe in your boys. You were ranked number 3 to start off with.
I just
fight
realized
these schmucks.
Dan's
What did
bench-
you drink yourself, Schmuck Lord?
Like like 6 or 7.
Dan's bench is
Go
four
ahead, Josh.
rookies. Dan's bench is 4 rookies at defense and Michael Gallup. You really, truly do not have any
He
depth
should
right
have
now.
had my
I
depth.
love Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup's been on my team for like 4 straight years.
Well, he's got 3 running backs starting, so technically you can add one of them suckers down there as part of his depth. But yeah, good luck. Flagg's gonna hate us for not picking him. He's already drafting up a text, I'm sure. So
Friend of
get
the
ready
show.
for whatever comes there. All right, next matchup.
Just the worst name
Mike-
possible.
Mike's Hard Honey Nut Cheerios.
Trevor's
What
name
is-
is getting worse and worse.
It's just so
What is
bad.
this picture?
We need to
Enhance. Enhance.
It's Winnie the Pooh jacking off the Honey Nut Cheerio.
It's just the worst names you can ever imagine.
I mean,
All right.
I like that photo. To be fair.
I kind of love his
I
team.
have to give
terrible.
Trevor
I
some
think it's
credit.
so funny.
He's going with a theme, which I appreciate because I've been on the theme for the last 11 years. But it's a rough theme.
I love it.
Yeah, that's a tough one against Julia Roberts, and
Top-
this is a new segment we're starting every week called "Do They Look Alike?"
Yep.
So
No,
we had a conversation recently,
they don't.
and feel free to mail in your responses, your votes here. Do you think Julia Roberts looks like Jennifer Garner? Send in your responses at www.www.podlog@wpod.com.
And we'll
It's a
read them on air
crazy
next week.
email.
And we'll read them on air next week. It's like in The Office when Creed asks Ryan to start him a website. So, yeah, Ryan just opens up a Word document. But anyways, Mike's Hard Honey Nut Cheerios against Julia Roberts, Trevor versus Tom. Good matchup, only 0.2 points apart this week.
Give me Trevor.
Both good teams. Both
Trevor.
good teams.
I love Darren Waller this year. I know Dan mentioned earlier liking Darren Waller, but I'm a huge Darren Waller guy. I think Gibbs is going to be a monster. I love Eckler, and I think Herbert's going to be a lot better this year than last year. So
I'm going to take Trevor as well just because he has Austin Eckler and CeeDee Lamb, and they won me a asterisk championship last year. So,
Is
I love those men.
Is Herbert and Eckler considered a stack? I know it's typically quarterback, wide receiver.
Yes,
he
definitely.
throws to him enough that it's got to be a
A
stack.
pass catching running back, 100%.
Do we
It'll
think
depend.
Justin Herbert has a full year, though, of like actual consistent play?
His ribs
That'd
are
be fun
not
to
broken
watch.
this year, so I hope so. 'Cause
Yeah, he was playing hurt for a lot of last
I
year.
mean-
But then again, you got Jalen Hurts on the other side, fellas.
Yeah,
dude-
against a tough New England defense, though, in New England.
That dude might win MVP this year.
I agree.
Could have won it last year. Yeah,
Could've
I'm
won
gonna
last
go with Thomas. I like Thomas's team a good amount. I think Trevor's team is very good. I ranked Trevor higher, but this week looking at matchups, I just feel good about Tom. I don't know what it is.
Something you don't love to see is Tom has his quarterback playing against his own defense.
Yeah,
Tom hasn't checked
Which
his
is-
lineup yet. He'll switch it. We all know
which is
Tom.
always a tough look.
We know Tom's a Thursday
He's
switcher.
going to have to drop Quentin Johnson of TCU, though. That's who we'd have to
Yeah, we'll see if Quentin Johnson from the rookie out of TCU ever sees the field. But I am going to go with Thomas. I think Hurts. I think Isaiah Pacheco could be a sneaky good player this year. So I'm going to go with Tom. And yeah, worst names ever.
yeah.
Next up.
honestly. Get more creative, fellas.
Get better names. We got another terrible name with Donald 215.
If my picture would actually work, it's such a great fucking name. Donald Trump is the
Again.
same size as Lamar Jackson.
All right. And against Wayne Bruce, the Man Bat.
Great name.
Classic name. Yep.
Yeah.
Classic.
Is it? All right.
Yes,
That one,
I'm
too.
a
I like
big
that.
fan.
Every time I read it, I laugh a little bit.
I know it's great.
All right.
There needs to be another national tragedy, so Sam can name his team after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have enough of those.
Sam's waiting for the next fucking shot to get killed.
Sam is projected to win by a point and a smidgen. Yeah, Josh, how are you feeling going to week one?
I'm switching it up this year. I'm taking myself to win every game. That's my new thing.
Whoa.
I'm done.
Whoa.
I'm done negging myself every single goddamn week, and I'm taking myself to win every single goddamn week.
This
You're the
dude
biggest
is a
nagger.
nagger.
No.
And then that's NE for all you creeps and listeners out there. That is
Tough.
NEGGER.
You creeps.
I, unfortunately, Josh, I'm going to have to go with Wayne Bruce
Love
just because it's really hard for me to trust two rookies to carry a team week
Yep.
one of their NFL season.
Exactly.
But I
I'm
do
going
love
man
your
down.
team.
I'm going
I
man
do
down
love
for the
your
same exact reason.
And I'm going to triple that up on top of that. I love Sam's team. I really do. Justin Fields, I'm so fucking high on this year. Joe Mixon is like, I can't believe he's a third rounder. Less on Damian Pierce. Tyreek Hill, like, dude could easily be wide receiver one. So those players right there. Good
Justin
job.
Fields.
Lose
Justin Fields
Spain.
is a fun exercise in largest gap between good in real life and good in fantasy of like any player I have ever seen. It's actually amazing.
So true. He's just not a quarterback.
It's
He's just not.
cool. It's cool that he has a legitimate chance to be like the number 3 quarterback in fantasy and then still possibly get benched this year.
He's
That'd be
gonna
high
bench
fee.
this year, that's
I know
crazy.
that. I know Josh has heard this because we listen to the same podcast, but Justin Fields has the most money on him to win the MVP out of any player.
Yep.
Oh, that's vile.
Exactly.
Odds, Chicago sports is probably where it comes from, but like, fucking Hurts was last year, right? And look at his year. So
If you want a sneaky bet this year, I have picked Trevor Lawrence to win MVP.
Trevor Lawrence does have. If you go look at the Jags schedule, their schedule is tough this year. I love Trevor Lawrence, but his schedule it's not fun.
He's also in the easiest division,
Yeah,
so he
I mean,
gets
you get six
easy games. That's all you need, baby. I do want to. We don't have to get into it, but we will. The reason I have him high on me list is because his coach, Doug Peterson, once coached a young fella named Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz was once the front runner for the MVP for much of the regular season until he tore his ACL.
I had him as my quarterback that year.
Now, do we think Trevor Lawrence is better than Carson Wentz? That's a whole nother conversation, but that's
Yes.
just my reasoning behind why I think Trevor Lawrence is likely to win MVP this year. But we'll go ahead. Did everybody make their pick?
yeah,
All right.
Joe sells a ton of weapons, so I can eat too.
He does have weapons in game, not real life, in game.
Mass destruction.
Okay.
Giants.
We don't want to get demonetized.
Josh
We should
Rosen
get
going with
monetized
a
first.
Team name from 7 years ago.
God didn't save me, Ryan Koenig against Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage.
Which
is
is
that
a
from the
coincidence.
league or something?
Which is a
No,
coincidence
it's
because
an old
Jones
video.
Barbecue and Foot
It is from the
Massage
league, yeah.
is actually our first advertiser. So
Oh,
great coincidence.
this week's episode, funnily enough,
Brought to you.
Barbecue and Foot Massage. Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage.
I don't know what that is.
Barbecue and foot massage.
You've seen that.
Might be.
I've showed you.
I might be too old
It's like,
for
an
these
actual
kids.
place. And
You're
that
younger
it was
than
just
me.
like a viral video that was out like 10 years ago.
Shout out to the program. Yeah. Going with Rosen. Koenig starting like 3 backups.
God,
Yeah,
I
Rosen
hate
as well. Didn't Elijah Moore retire?
No, he's the
What?
third option on the Browns.
Who retired from? Oh, that's the Jets guy. What's his
Corey
name?
Davis, dude. All right.
Davis, yeah.
Elijah Moore
He used
was
to play
a Jets
together
guy.
at some point.
Yeah, I hate both of these teams besides Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, same.
Two
I
was
think
one hit
Etienne
away
is-
from never having a brain again.
That'd be nuts.
He does have
Yeah.
Dick Kirk though on his bench, ready to step in any moment.
Does he?
Give me Josh Rosen. I can't
He's-
ever pick Ryan Koenig.
Yeah, I'm going Rosen as well.
It's crazy
I
to
don't-
look at.
I don't feel good about it.
Not exciting teams.
You went Rosen as well? Is that a clean sweep?
No, I'm gonna go Ryan Koenig. I don't feel good about it. I don't think his team is the worst in the league. It's not good. Neither of those teams are good, but I like Pat Mahomes, J.K. Dobbins, and Jamar. So I'm gonna go
I
Ryan.
hate projections, but it's fun to look at the fact that Koenig is projected almost 50 points between two of his players, and then the rest is just a nightmare.
Yeah.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Patrick Mahomes with 30 points. I know we have a 6-point quarterback touchdowns, but that's always crazy to see.
He might average that, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
6
Almost
point
did
passing
last year
touchdowns.
on 4
That's
points.
yeah.
that'll
That's
do
not,
you.
That's not.
That'll
crazy.
do it. That'll do you. All right. Now, do we have a sound for this? I don't remember.
Yes, dude.
All right. Now, we're going to move on to the
Matchup of the week.
Matchup.
Yeah.
Matchup.
Matchup of the week. Matchup of the week. Matchup of the week. Matchup of the week.
Matchup of the week.
Matchup of the week
and so
sounds
this
like it should
week-
be in Jackbox.
Dude, I felt that in my plums.
And so this week we're gonna have matchups of the week, plural, because week one we usually like to do the winner of last year. This year,
Annual tradition.
annual tradition. This year we have two champions. Asterisk.
1-0.
0.75 each. And so we got Hurts Chubb. He doesn't have Hurts or Chubb this year, does he?
Nope.
So
I don't think he's
Hurts,
logged
Chubb-
in yet this year.
Hasn't logged in against
still,
King.
He's still in Chicago.
It's King Drizzle. Actually, if you guys have any information about James Contes, please email us. We haven't seen him.
Please email the Tempe Police Department. They have been looking for years.
Again, that email address is www.thelog@www.thepod.com. Please, any information would be great. But these are both good teams for the most part.
Drake. I'm going Drake. Drake has
Drake has
He-
my favorite team.
unanimously made him number one. I think one of us had him at 2. He's the best team in my opinion. I'm going Drake.
Give me Drake.
should
I don't
probably
even need
start
to.
with the
I don't
same.
even talk about it. I just know. I don't have to talk
Yeah,
about
I'm
it.
Drake as well.
It's a good team. I don't love the bench. All
Should I be a contrarian or should I be?
Pick who you think is going to win.
Should I be a contrarian or should I be smart?
You should pick who you think is going to win.
Do you want to pick the guy who's starting Odell Beckham?
Dude, Odell Beckham is gonna pop off against the Texans. That's what you people don't get.
He's going to make 2 sick one-handed catches for 30
For
yards.
2
And
touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Drizzle. Another clean sweep for the program.
The first clean sweep. Sorry, Jim.
I don't feel good about it, but it's funny. Jimmy has AK-47, and Drake gets to take advantage of that against him this week by starting anime weed bitch.
I will
Sorry,
say-
Jamal Williams.
I will say James's team has a chance to be really good and be powered by like 5 studs. I mean, maybe even 6, depending on what Olave does and what Kamara does. But right now, it looks thin and bleak. Thin and
Yeah.
bleak.
Thin and bleak is right. And then lastly, the real matchup of the week, if you ask me.
Except for
Can you refresh your screen real quick, Leo? I made some adjustments. just
Sure,
to
buddy.
get more
Anything you
realistic.
need, man.
Just
Oh, just nobody?
just put,
Just nobody?
It's a
just put
interesting
Indianapolis Colt
choice,
in
Nick.
there.
Okay. I mean, I love it.
One of the Colts running backs.
I love it. I love that for you.
So we'll give you 5 points on the projection.
Thank you.
Yeah, what are they projected, really? Oh, they're all gone. Just kidding.
It was like 103 with the men.
5.4. You could start Joshua Kelly, dude.
Maybe. I'm hoping Offensive gets hurt this
Jesus.
Oh wow, that's lovely.
Did he get
Um,
you a half championship last year, dude?
year. They did. Number one running back in the league last year.
Give him a half chub.
That's
every
right, baby.
week.
I mean, Josh Allen could drop a 50 bomb on me. You know,
Jets defense
it's-
pretty good.
It's
Uh,
with
That is
6-point
true.
passing
We'll see.
touchdowns.
Look, I'm just trying to survive this week. Make it respectable. I don't think I'm going to win. Picking Leo. Again, I'm in survival mode right now. I'm in a quarter.
shit!
Just trying to claw my way out. So,
Oh
what I said.
shit! I'm obviously picking myself.
I'm taking
Throwing
Leo
the towel in
so
this year.
easily.
I'm not throwing the talent. I just got to be realistic about what situation I'm in.
I'm taking Leo
Josh
too.
is just constantly think about it. I don't know why he's such
How
a
to
douche about
It's
it.
so fucking
clean
funny.
sweep?
It's so fucking funny.
Clean sweep. Leo's team's good. Nick's team is bad.
Leo's team is good. Clip it and
Dan,
ship it, boys. You
what
heard
would
it
he
here
say,
first.
What would he say about his team? His
What?
team is.
Say
Leo's
it,
team
Dan.
is- Say it, Dan.
Say it, Dan.
Leo's team is.
So fucking good. All right. With that being said, we look forward to keeping track of all of our matchup results this year. Do we know how we finished last year? Do we even care really?
I mean, it was over. I think. I don't remember.
We stopped for the playoffs.
Cool.
today. Or no, we,
We
were-
don't care.
We did a
And
bracket for the
the
playoffs.
picks were like we were way under. Like,
Yep.
like if you won, you were still at like, 30%, 300 average. So
That makes sense. But yeah, we'll keep track of it this year, see how we do. But now that all of that fizzy fussy piece of crap fantasy football garbage is done and dusted, let's get into the manly, ruin your marriage, sell the house, gambling.
I got him locked. Bingo.
Locks of the week.
Bang. Lock them in, baby.
I don't know if you were trying to lead that in, but I didn't like hearing what you were saying, so I just clicked it.
That's all right. We're working through
It
it.
was the right call.
This is
It was
first
the right
week.
call.
This is first week. Yeah, so I won last year. I mean, we all lost technically, I think, but
I think you were up. I think you were like up a tiny bit.
yeah,
You were even. Let's call you even.
yeah, and you guys were not. So we'll start it up again this year. I just want to preface this by saying this is not gambling advice, because it's all with our guts and with our balls. Really, those
No,
where the bets come from. Is
Anything
from our
Anything to
Nick-
balls.
call your local hotline, Arizona 480-911. Call it.
www.
If you use Nick's bets actually, and they do lose, you can sue him. His are legal gambling advice. So.
That's right. That's right. He's a fiduciary.
But his,
Today,
he's
so.
a fiduciary. But his advice is actually to bet on the opposite of what he's going to tell you. So just bet against whatever Nick says. You will make money.
That way, if you sue me, I have money to back myself up.
You will
All right.
make money.
So we will go ahead. Josh, you usually wanted to start it off first last year. Do you want to lead us off? Anybody else have a
Yeah, sure.
burning pick in their balls that they want to get?
Sure, I'll lead it
Shoot
off. I am taking the Washington Commanders, the worst team name in football. Alt spread minus 10.5 against the Arizona Cardinals for plus 142.
Plus 142.
Bet against the Cardinals all year. Jonathan
That was-
Gannon is
I
a
plan on it.
psychopath, and I don't see anything good coming from this team until maybe Kyler Murray's back, and then they're only going to lose by 7 every week.
I think you can bet on the fact that Josh is going to bet on the team playing against the Cardinals every week
Same.
because he's a sick motherfucker. I mean, look at the jersey he's wearing. He bought that post trade or post release.
$20 at Just Sports, baby.
Yep. Just Sports. Just
Not a sponsor.
stop. Just stop buying stuff there.
They
Hashtag
fired Dan for
tank.
stealing.
That's not true. Hashtag tank Bidwell. Tank for Bidwell to fucking sell the team. That's what
Yeah, we would love. Oh, that's actually our number one sponsor this week. Right after Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage, is sell the team. Bidwell, you fuck. Other than that, yeah, just the Cardinals are going to be bad. Josh has probably a great bet. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. I have the Vikings first half spread at -3.5. Got that at -105. I think the Vikings blow them out, but I took the 5-point
Sorry,
odds
first half.
favorite for first half -3.5 Vikings.
Who are they
I don't even know
playing?
who they're playing yet.
They're playing the Buccaneers at home.
Well, you'll
Bucks have a
get
good
better.
defense, dude.
Yeah, I can't see how they are losing this game by more than 7 at any point, though.
That's fair.
The Vikings play well at home. They play well in the first half of the season, I feel.
I like it.
All things leading up to Alexander Madison 3 touchdowns.
What was your
Better
what was your
fucking
bet, Nick?
hope so.
was yours, Nick?
Vikings -3.5 for the first half.
Is Josh about to make a parleezy with all our picks?
Yeah, no parlay against it. Remember, parlay all of ours lose.
Yeah, parlay. Take all of our bets and
Oh.
parlay against them, and
Actually,
you're guaranteed to hit. I
that's-
think we did the
we
math
should
on
do
that.
is we should round robin it. That would be. I'm gonna do that every week.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna go with the 49ers versus the Steelers. Take the Niners -2.5, -105. I do think it's going to be a close game, but I think the Niners will win by at least a touchdown.
Kenny Pickett looked
I
good.
like that.
I'm sure he did.
It's preseason's
So the Steelers are
balloon. Brock Purdy's playing, right?
Purdy is playing.
Shout out to him, man. He's beautiful.
Playoff MVP Brock Purdy. Yeah.
Yeah, you mean the pride of Scottsdale, Arizona? Yeah,
Yeah.
that Brock Purdy.
Perry High, baby.
Yeah, I don't think that's
I
Scottsdale, is it?
don't think he's in Scottsdale now.
It's
Gilbert?
It's in Gilbert.
Gilbert?
I think Perry's
Chandler?
Gilbert.
Perry's
Chandler.
Chandler.
And that brings us to our third sponsor,
Josh, don't look it up.
Perry High School.
Berry High School.
Go Seahawks. What's their logo? I don't know what they are.
Platypi.
It's the
Go
Panthers.
Perry the Platypee.
Pumas.
The Platypenis.
Josh
They
is
are.
wrong twice.
They are in Gilbert.
I do think it's the Pumas.
They are in Gilbert. They're in the Chandler Unified High
gives
School
a
District, but they're in Gilbert.
Fuck.
That's all I know. It's right
Anyways.
I know that.
-2.5 on the Niners in Pittsburgh against a very good defense.
Good old
I like it.
Pittsburgh Feelers.
Layla,
I am going to go. I'm going to take it easy this first week. You know, as the weeks move on, we'll start getting a little bit more aggressive with it. But for right now, we're just going to take the Giants at 3.5, -115. They are at home against the Cowboys. I don't think the Cowboys did much this year to get better. I think, what's his face? The offensive coordinator that left, Kellen Moore. I think that's going to be a detriment to Dak and that offense. I think what Brian Daboll and Wink Martindale are doing over there in New Jersey is special. And I think I might ride the Giants for
Ride
a
the
lot of
Light-
this year.
Ride the Lightning.
Why
So
lose
minus-
money line? That's
I do like that bet. You said -115, Giants +3.5.
Yes. That's another bet I got going, Nick. Don't you worry about that. But that's why I just want to start slow. Start slow in the first week. You don't want to lose all your money right away. Your locks have to be paying off, and then you get your long shots, a little bit.
You
sprinkle a couple of
parlay those. It's +1230.
A parlayo?
Some good value there.
If you parlay our picks or the opposite of our picks.
Our picks.
Okay. It's not bad.
Gonna round robin it.
Someone's going to round robin it. But besides that, I think that's all we got. Anything else from you fellas?
Good luck, everyone.
Happy
If anybody-
first week of football. We're back.
First week of football.
That's so exciting.
If anyone wants
Sorry
to
that
do the
this
pod, let us
episode
know.
was fucking 55 minutes.
They
We're
were always
usually an
55
hour.
minutes. We should stop
Yeah,
the
if you have
bullshit.
questions, if you have bets, send them in.
You have
That email
pictures of
address.
Josh's Dong, send them in.
Yeah, the
I do have
season
a couple
ended.
of those if you
The
want to
season
take a
ended,
look.
So I didn't get a chance to set up the Patreon to hang it. It's
Oh!
ending. So
Sacco is confirmed this year. Pancakes.
Milk
Pancakes.
Mile.
You have to do
See
it.
Ryan.
You have to do it. Pancakes this year.
We're
Imagine
locking it in. It's
baby
locked
now
in
just
right
eating
now.
24 pancakes.
He doesn't even.
Other than
he
that-
can eat 0 pancakes is the thing.
We should
What
bet
was the-
on. We should bet on who gets the Sacco.
Koenig.
Fucking Katie.
Nick.
What was the thing I said at the
Bias,
end
not
of?
fair.
What would I say at the end of episodes last year?
Fuck you.
Leave
Wasn't
me
it?
alone. Go Cardinals. Cardinals.
If you
suck.
didn't listen, go fuck. If you made it,
if you didn't-
Oh, thank you for listening this far. And if you haven't, go Devils.
shout out Daniel
Mistake, 3.5.
Ivanhoe.
Steal.